All right. Hey, this is Jeremy, and this is today's 5 for 5. So last week, our pastors talked about obedience. And this week, we're talking about faith. Faith and obedience, they go hand in hand. If you say you have faith in Jesus, you've made him your Lord, you've given him control of your life, then you will obey him. You can't say you have faith in God and then not do what he asks you to do. Well, Jesus talks about this at the end of his Sermon on the Mount. We see this ending in Matthew chapter 7, and I'm going to read here from Luke chapter 6. Jesus says in verse 46, "So why do you keep calling me Lord, Lord, when you don't do what I say?" Why are you saying you've got faith in me, Jesus is asking, but then you don't actually carry out that faith? You don't actually show that you trust and believe in me. Well, Jesus uses two examples. One where people follow him, they have faith in him, and they obey him, and another where they don't. And let's see what these examples are. Verse 47, "I will show you what it's like when someone comes to me, listens to my teaching, and follows it." So here's someone who listens to Jesus. They've really put their faith in Jesus. They believe in what he says, and they follow his teachings, the teachings found in his word. "It is like a person," verse 48, "building a house who digs deep and lays the foundation on solid rock. When the floodwaters rise and break against the house, it stands firm because it's well built." When you come to Jesus and you put your faith in him and you listen to his teachings and then you obey and do what they say, that's real, genuine, active, trusting faith. When you do that, you've built your life, you've built your foundation on a solid surface. No matter what comes, no matter what bad things happen in life, ultimately you're going to be okay because your security lies in the Lord and you have a spot reserved with him in heaven forever and ever. Whatever happens here in this world, you're going to be okay ultimately. But what about folks who don't? Maybe folks who want to believe in God, want to trust in God, but they kind of dabble in putting their faith and trust in things in this world. Well, he talks about that. Jesus says in verse 49, "But anyone who hears and doesn't obey is like a person who builds a house without a foundation." Or in Matthew chapter 7, he says it's like a person who built their house on the sand. "When the floods sweep down against the house, it will collapse into a heap of ruins." My question for you today is, where have you put your faith? Now, for some of us, and I know I struggle with this as well, we put a lot of our faith in the things of this world. And we tend to build our life and our foundation on some of the things in this world. Our job, our career, our bank account, our investments. So then we put our foundation on the economy or the stock market. Or maybe you put some of your foundation on a certain political affiliation, a political party, or the government. And when these things don't go the way you plan, when the storms come, maybe when the people that you voted for didn't get elected, maybe when you start to see your bank account get depleted or the stock market crashes, when these things happen, our faith gets really shaky because we didn't put our faith, we didn't build our foundation, we didn't build our trust and our hope in the right place. We build it on a sandy foundation. And when it crashes, we tend to crash too. We tend to panic. But when you put your faith and your life in the teachings of God, in God himself, that solid foundation, it ultimately doesn't really matter what happens here in this world. Bad things are going to come. It's going to be difficult. Yes, you're going to struggle. But ultimately, you're going to be okay because no matter what bad things come, it won't knock down your foundation because it's built on God and he doesn't change and he has a plan for you. So where is your faith? Do you let your faith kind of dabble a little bit in the things of this world? Or have you firmly submitted your faith in Jesus? And you're sticking close to him every day, so no matter what happens in this life, you've got a firm foundation. Hey, it's something to think about. I know it's something that I am continually trying to work on every day. And you can only do that as you grow closer to God and you put more and more faith in him. And I hope this helped you today, and I hope you have a great day. See ya.